In this episode of Rob Christie Hike Across America, we continue with our mission, try to find something worth doing in every state. This week, we're in our home state of Missouri, and I'm headed down to Ritter Springs to do my first ever wild cave tour. And seeing that they only open up this cave once or twice a year, I was feeling pretty fortunate to get in. I'm up here at Ritter Springs doing a rare once or so a year cave tour. It's a wild man cave tour. It's going to be my first one I ever done. I just turned 50 the other day, and this is kind of like my birthday present to myself here. And Ritter Springs is a public park, so there will be cave locations in here. Now the cave we're going into is located just about 50 feet or so from the paved walkway. It is gated off, so people can't just go in there whenever they want, but you can go up to it and check it out. Now I have made a video here at Ritter Springs before where I check out some of the smaller caves on the property. I'll leave a link to that video up top. But if you are wanting to see the big cave, you will have to take a tour, which is conducted by the Greene County Park Board. And I'll leave a link to that in the description.
So why does like the Fantastic Caverns look like? I know like it's privately built.
Right here. Use the rope. It's your best friend. This route is
So your first challenge of the tour came before you even got into the cave, and that is having to climb down this sinkhole. Now this cave didn't start off easy. You had your first big challenge within the first 20 feet of entering the cave. You had to cross over this deep crack, holding on to nothing but a slack line for support, just to get to the next obstacle. In this section was referred to as the gatekeeper. Now your third obstacle showed up right after you got across the slack line, and that was the mud slide. You had to go down this 15-foot flowstone to make it to the next room. Now this was the highlight of the tour for me. When we came around this corner into this room, there was just bats swarming all around. For your fourth obstacle, you had to climb up this rock formation, which took you to your fifth challenge, and consisted of 3 crawl tunnels that ended up into 3 smaller rooms. And because you had to start crawling at this point, mostly on your hands and knees, and sometimes your stomach, I did stop recording, just because it would have been too hard to crawl and film at the same time.
You don't feel good? Just take your time.
He's like, I tried.
If the bats weren't
If the bats weren't here, we would go all the way to the very back, and it's way more fun.
Now there was actually 2 more tunnels to crawl through after this point, but we only went through 1 more, seeing that the last cavern had a bunch of bats in it, and the tour guide didn't want to disturb them, so we wound up cutting the tour a little short. Now you probably would have thought the hardest part of this tour was climbing through these tunnels and not seeing where you're able to go, but it was actually climbing back up this flowstone while it was completely covered in mud. So if you're not highly claustrophobic or afraid of bats or mud or stuff like that, I definitely recommend doing something like this. It'd be something you won't forget for a really long time. And if the opportunity ever came up, I'd definitely do this one again. Completely covered in mud. Not completely, but pretty much. In the next episode of Rob Krusty Hike Across America, we head out west to Sedona, Arizona, and we're going to check out everything along the way. So if you found yourself liking this video and you want to see more, please like, share, subscribe. There's plenty on the channel, more on the way. Until next time, keep on hiking.